did it go? It's very hard to say how it went because we're still in it, aren't we? There's still something going on, and I won't really know how this bit went until I can look back on the whole process, and then we'll say, oh, well, it must have gone really well because look where we're at now.
Mm.
So it's still there's still quite a lot of, we have a lot of raw material, and I think that that was a very off-the-wall thing to ask people to do, wasn't it? To come in and talk about their shoes. And it took a little while to understand what I always knew that I wanted people to tell us a bit of their life story, but how we went from shoes to life experience, it took a little bit of time to work out that. And then it seemed to me that two very useful questions were what do you walk away from and what are you walking towards? There are other questions that I would have liked to have asked. I would have liked to have asked people, what did you learn when you left that and went to that? Anyway, big learning curve. I think one of the most rewarding things has been the people who've joined the project along the way. The fact that Danny has been dropping in, and he has a job now for the next half. We've met Keith, has been just fantastic because he's supported this project and brought Jake with him.
Mm.
And Jake has brought Indiana. And most recently, Alex has been thrown into the lions as well, our writer. And, having new people coming in is shaping the project all the time. So adding up all of that and saying, well, I think it went this or I think it went that would sort of suggest that I had some idea in my head of what would happen. And I just sort of, just the few little pieces, and then everyone uses them to play a game, and the game develops as we play as we spend time together. I think it's been fantastic, really. Very sweet time. No stress. I haven't experienced I have some sort of anxiety about the future, but that's not the same thing as stress during the process. There's been no stress. None.
Mm.
The stress will come later. And I feel as if we've solved some quite fundamental questions and left plenty of room for creativity without making the creativity get swallowed up in technical issues, which probably wouldn't have helped. The incredible variety of people that we've had in here, who have been willing to talk to us, often very candidly. I don't know, it's just amazing, isn't it? It's just like, build it and they will come. You know that film, that Kevin Costner thing? He had this idea that he wanted to build what he called a field of dreams. It was a baseball diamond or whatever you call it. And he wanted all the ghosts of famous old players. And of course that seemed, he was seeing ghosts. He was seeing the ghosts of players in his wheat fields. And then he decided he'd build a proper, a proper baseball pitch. And they came. They all came. And there was this phrase attached to the film, which is build it and they will come. So if you empty the space and then you ask people to come and be in it, that seems to have worked for us, doesn't it? I think you should sit in this chair and see what you've been thinking about all of this.
Well, I can if you want to.
yeah, definitely. So I just think it's been a very sweet experience, and I think we have more than enough material. And Danny can come and sit here too. Yes. There have been one or two moments when I really have been very, very touched. Not just interested, but really touched by the. And I do believe in the poetry of everyday experience and everyday speech. And one of the things I hope we will do is return people's experience to themselves, and they will see it with fresh, with slightly cleaned eyeballs. And you think, oh, is that who I am? Is that what I say? Is that how I live? That would be great. And they like it. They like what they do and how they are. Okay, your turn.
But you're gonna have to sit here and watch, and if this red dot disappears, you have to press this again.
If the red dot disappears,
You have to press it
I have to press that just once.
Yes, just once. Well, as long as that red dot is on the screen, it's
Okay,
fine.
okay.
All right.
So your experience of the last month.
Where did I start? I didn't really know what will happen. It was coming here was a very open journey, wasn't it? There weren't really many set things. The only set thing was that at the end there was supposed to be a film, or there were supposed to be several films. But besides that and the opening and closing times, I think everything was very, very fluid, wasn't it?
Mm.
I don't know. It's really amazing, and all this, because you kept speaking all these days about karma and about how things happen, and I don't know, synchronicity or whatever you want to call it, and it's just been, I keep being surprised by the fact that we're saying, oh, I wish that we would have, I don't know, this kind of person, and then within the next 2 or 3 days, this person would walk in through the door with a pair of shoes, and it was just completely mind-blowing how many times it happened. I don't know, and then all the, like you said, all the people that joined, and each of them coming and filling a specific spot that couldn't have been possibly be. There we go. Okay. Where was I? Do you think it recorded the last bit, or should I say it again?
Well, you pick up again on...
Yeah, I was saying about the people that came here to help us out. Once it's running. There's just been, I don't know, I couldn't have asked for I couldn't have thought of working this out. It just happened. It just seemed like it was meant to happen the way it meant to happen. And then even the problems that we had, even yesterday with the electricity, and then that leading us to figure out a new way of doing things. It was just, I don't know, it just worked. Yeah, that's good karma, isn't it?
We were in overload, weren't we?
Yeah,
I think.
we were. And it's a good metaphor if you think about it. It is a good metaphor about the whole show being a bit an overload with all this new equipment that we're struggling to scrap together, and the way to put everything so that it works out, when actually the easiest way was just cutting it out and shaping it in a different shape. It was, yeah.
So, okay,
Like,
ready for the next, next half of the journey?
You said it right. This is the challenging part, isn't it?
In a way it is, yes. But we've had a good first experience. We're all still together. We're all still, I think we know we can work together happily.
Yeah.
And these other people who've turned up, it adds so much strength to ours. Yeah?
Yeah.
Danny, do you want to say what your experience has been?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just stop it and.
The experience I've had is amazing. Meeting new people for one, and also I'm so glad I've been working here, because it's opened up my mind again from last year when we did that other film. 'Cause thanks.
All right.